Good evening. Good evening, everybody on Speed Gaming Prime. Welcome back to the Zelda 1 Randomizer 2025 Winter Tournament. It is a 1-win and 2-loss bracket matchup here tonight. CrimsonAvix takes on dk9146. Moonriz and Phoenix here bringing you the matchup. And joining me on commentary, my fellow Matt Bird. Alsoa, welcome back and good evening.
Good evening to you as well. I want a lot of math in the seed.
We're going to get plenty of it. Not to mention how many potions do we have in the code tonight? That's 3 potions. I don't think we've ever seen that, or at least I haven't.
I'm waiting for the legendary Oops All Meat code.
Oops all
all meat.
Right.
Right.
Let's. I'm not saying anything about that. Okay.
All right, so hold on. We can already immediately start doing math because there's a 9146. 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 4 is 14 plus 6 is 20, and then 2 plus 0 is 2. That means I'm going to guess we find level 2 first.
I'm going to say we find a small secret of 2. How about that?
Ooh, I like it. Now, we will need 5 to 8 Triforces to enter level 9, and there's level 9 right there.
Well, we're going to find out real early how many Triforces we need. Answer! Make it 6.
You know, 6 is not bad. 6 is really not bad. Because 6 gives you enough wiggle room to skip 1 or 2 of your larger dungeons, while at the same time giving you the ability to actually check enough dungeons that you're not hitting the Gamble-matic 5000 on a 33% chance of silvers in 9.
5,000 or 9,000? Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
I only have the Gamble-matic 5000 model. I can't afford the 9,000 because I had to spend money on other stuff.
Fair enough, but okay, first cave you see is level 9, second cave you see is your wooden sword. Okay.
That's fine.
I don't see either runner complaining.
No, I do see them complaining about the 5 HP blue moblins.
That's one bomb dropper that you're not going to be farming too much. And that's a hint.
So the hint says, ¿Cómo estás? That's about as much Spanish as I speak.
That's about half of the Spanish I speak, and let's not get into that. Let's go see the Lost Hills Armos while Krim goes to the northeast corner. We've got our first secret, and woof. Big bucks early, 116 rupee, large secret.
That's really good because you do have to buy a candle, given that there's no extra candles, as we saw in the Wood Sword Cave. Furthermore, you may have to buy arrows, and buying keys has been a very, very good thing to do in this flag set so far.
Let's also keep in mind that red candle could be your Armos item.
Yeah, minor details. It's going to be in the west, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get to than normal.
Well, we've got our door repair price for the evening, and it's not terrible. 19 rupees?
It's a little bit off of vanilla, but given that the large secret is 6 more, it's effectively a wash between the two.
16, not 6.
Right. So, actually, let's see. You lose... Actually, no, you're just ahead of the game no matter what. You have a less than vanilla door repair and larger than vanilla large secret. You're automatically ahead of the game.
Right, but you know we could have the small secret roll down and the medium secret roll something like 26, and then we'd be the map's complex tonight. What do you want?
All right, so you lose 4 rupees per mid secret. There's 9 mid secrets, so you lose 36 rupees there. Then if the small secret rolls down to, let's say, 1, because a small secret of 1 is absolutely hilarious.
Oh, wait a minute.
There's an arrow shop. DK is going to elect not to buy, probably going to save that money for a candle. So if it goes down to 1, and then you have another 4, so that's another 36. So then you've lost 72 rupees, and then you divide 72 by 3. You need more than a 16 rupee large secret to make up for that.
Okay, small secret rolled up to 14.
And all that math goes out the window.
Yep, it sure does. Meanwhile, we also saw a hint shop on CrimsonAvix's side. That hint shop right there, 128 rupees for the trio. Krim sees the large secret after paying the door repair. Happiness rating +1? Maybe?
Perhaps. We're gonna see Crim walk up the mountain.
Well, DK just goes, I'm gonna screen scroll right through it. And...
You know, I think canonically this is supposed to be at the top of a very large hill, so when you screen scroll, Link just does this insane parkour up a mountain, like, I don't know, 200 feet or something.
Interesting mental image. I'm not sure what to say more about that. But that is a take, Annie. Boat runners with 4 hearts, 1/3 chance to get your white sword item in. Yeah, don't hug the blue dart nuts, DK. Please.
They don't want... You might want to hug... The blue dark nuts want to hug, but that doesn't mean they want to hug. You want to be the recipient of the hug, because it's a pointy hug. But the hello, 38.
Yeah, that's all 3 secrets rolling up. Money's not going to be that much of a problem tonight.
So you get an extra 72 rupees out of the mid-secret. You get an extra... Let's see... 16 out of the small puts you at 88. When you hit 88 miles an hour, you get an additional 48 out of the large secrets. So 88 plus 48, let's see, carry a 1, 136, and then add another 9 to that. You get 144 extra rupees, which is 12 times 12, and 5 is not a multiple anywhere in there.
Well, at least we're going to be able to see if the rule of 5 still applies.
Yes. The rule of 5 being the confirmation bias enforced rule that the first staircase in 5 you see as a transport. Did I forget a 1? There's a recorder.
Yep, recorder at the Grave Armos. That is your white sword item. Yep, no, Armos item.
I'm being told the math that I did in my head is wrong, which isn't surprising at all.
I mean, we're going pretty much by memory here, and that's a raft as your coast item.
So basically, the driftwood is sitting on the driftwood.
Oh, how about that for not exciting? Oh, here comes the transport in 5.
Yeah, if this is not a transport, I will be shocked.
Yeah, I mean, opening room.
So the bomb pack costs as much as a mid-secret to buy, but at least you could get the candle for the vanilla price, so that's not bad.
Yeah. DK, yep, we saw this coming.
There it is. Grim's got to be a little careful here. Only has half a heart. Going to find the money. Purchases the money.
How do you purchase money?
You buy collector's coins or collector's dollar bills.
Sure enough, I'll actually accept that. Take Annie over at the southern coast, crim up to 5 hearts.
Or if you play Zooter with Shop Shuffle and the very gold rupee is worth $20 because you can buy it for $20.
Why not, right?
There's a bomb drop for Crim. Gonna continue on the exploration train. DK is gonna continue to push through this 5. We're gonna go ahead and get this door opened. This room will stay dead as long as they don't leave the level and get a heart container for their troubles.
I mean, it's a heart container. We don't know if it's that's the overworld heart just yet. Because half heart shuffle is on, or interdungeon shuffle, as some people have called it. Ooh, bomb upgrade.
That's gonna get purchased. Ooh.
Yo, that is nice. 85 rupees for a +5. I'll take that every day of the week.
Oh yeah. Only to be immediately followed by another old man.
I mean, chat's right on it too. I mean, people buy Bitcoin all the time, and that's buying money, sort of. Right?
Yeah.
Door repair for Crim. That's another 19 rupees off the board.
Down to 72.
And, okay,
Hi, Gomer Pile.
Yep. Goma can just go places. Oh, hey. Dear Moldorms, get out of the way. DK wants that compass.
Oh.
DK does not want that ladder block.
Well, I mean, the ladder could be in here. You just need a key to get to the other parts of 5, which... Oh, look at that. There's a key.
There's a key, but there's no ladder. Meanwhile, Crim, not so lucky near the desert. Going to have to take a debt and head back to start.
But honestly, potentially not the worst death to take, because Crim does have a candle.
True.
Crim elected not to burn the bush, though. Although, Crim might have seen it and didn't obey. Hopefully that wasn't a mismark. That push is done.
We'll see. Meanwhile, DK takes out the Moldorms, and that's not a great room.
Looks like we are ladder blocked out of level 5.
Could be. And DK is just going to say, up an egg, get me out of here.
There's other places to go, other places to be. So much to do, so much to see.
Oh, goodness.
And now you're aware that if you've mashed up Smash Mouth's All-Star with Linkin Park's in the end, it just works.
Sort of, yes. Meanwhile, Crim finds level 2 northeast of 1Q1, and let's see what we get here.
How about Bull's voice?
Yeah.
I want to know... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, not exactly what you want to see on Wood Sword and Green Tunic.
Nope. Although, I want to know who Paul is and why his voice is a bunny.
Good question. Round 2, Crim says, let's do it again.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 HP, so they did roll down a little bit.
Could be worse.
Not enough to matter as soon as you get a white sword, but they roll down.
Crim lets the placebo heart go, wants a key in this room to keep going, gets the heart container instead.
And it doesn't guarantee you the white sword item.
I mean, that's the silver lining in all this, I think.
For all we know, the white sword item's the Annie key.
Wouldn't that be something? Crim going to go to Forgotten Spot, and
this is going to rat Crim towards that Armos item, but let's see. Oh, at any rate.
Will it? So Forgotten Spot, Death Armos immediately. That's how DK got over there.
I think this is actually... I actually do think this is going to push Crim towards that Armos item, because now Crim knows exactly where it is.
Oh my goodness. And yeah. Back to 1. He's back at Forgotten Spot. He'll just loop around and get the Armos item immediately.
But not a whole lot of levels found. We've only seen 5, 9, and 2.
I mean, 9 was right in our face as we got started, so... DK hitting into 1Q3. Nothing but a door repair.
Crim's going to elect to at least pirouette the store of 5, and we'll go in a little bit before seeing the Armos item.
I mean, what helps Crim in this particular point is that, well, the recorder ain't needed in 5.
Yep.
Not as far as we know, anyway.
I mean, it could be deep in the level. That would be past the ladder block. DK is going to use a bomb on the Deadwoods, and that allowed it to open. Even though you need the recorder to open the hello.
Oh! Recorder required for level 1, the gold mine in the southwest.
And this is a really, really annoying spot for this level 1 to be, because you kind of don't ever want to come over this way. Because it's just a lot of time spent.
DK resets the room, wants to see something nice in here, and does that work if you reset the room that way?
Yes.
Sure does. That's the key for it.
It's similar to the land molar glitch. If there's a boss that has multiple segments and you kill one of the segments and then leave and come back, the boss will not respawn. The exceptions are bosses that have... Well, I should rephrase. Bosses that split into multiple enemies will do that with. Bosses who have multiple segments will not. So, like, Gleox, you can't just kill one head and come back in the room. And Handles, you can't kill one pedal and come back in the room, etc.
We wish we could. DK will find an item. No, it's a segmented one.
You wanted an item. You don't get an item. You get segments.
Indeed. Now the question is, how many?
3.
How about 3? Yeah.
It's a little lonely room. Also, this is okay, so on the bottom, you have somebody in the middle of a game of Tetris. On the top, you have an H. And then you have the one little lonely room.
Someone in the middle of a game. Yeah, I can see it.
Now this room may have a drop, because level 1 is the only level where this type of room can have a drop. Crim's gonna get a bomb upgrade.
Same one DK found. Oh, and the red candle for DK. He didn't find the blue candle.
Nope. So that is
This
DK's first
huge.
candle. And that's a very convenient location for it too, being right next to the Deadwoods. What do we get here? The other transport.
And DK immediately says no thank you, but he's got a game of two-door Monty to play.
I would be tempted to go north here. Although you haven't seen the old man yet.
Yeah, and there's a chance that that room is the one that ignored.
It would be at the very end to the north, because there can't be another staircase that you would need in order to get to that last little segment.
Oh, you're right. There's actually two rooms in there. I thought there were only one.
Second hint shot found for Crim, but also was going to go ahead and elect to do some Death Mountain digging. I kind of like this. You have the bombs. Oh, but takes a death.
That might be a bit more costly.
Now you're back on the east side of Hyrule. Where do you go?
DK wants something from this room, and the room says no.
All right, we're going to go north. We do have a room with a drop. Grim is going to start checking overworld spots. There's a Triforce,
and he goes and grabs it. I would
DK, he hasn't seen the second item. That might have been a little bit of a Y-Force.
Yeah, I think you have to go back.
Yeah.
And he will.
I don't think you necessarily go back through that stair immediately. I think you check this lower portion first.
I'll agree. Recorder lake check. No, wait. This is 1Q2 check for the prescription.
I mean, it's technically Recorder Lake.
More or less, yeah.
It is a Recorder Lake.
So keys problematic in level 1. Also, water is wet.
Instructions unclear. Used a bucket of water to make obsidian? You know, obsidian, it looks really cool, but it actually makes for terrible weaponry.
It feels like it would.
If you use it as, like, spikes on a club or something, it works. But a glass sword is effectively the same thing as an obsidian sword, just it doesn't look as cool. Obsidian looks great, but it's glass.
Right.
The keys are going to potentially be a problem here for DK.
Yeah, he's got one room to check, and if this is a dud, this redig was for not much.
Well, we know that oh, hello.
Oh,
look at
red
that!
Ring,
red
white
ring.
sword item. There's gonna be some people hyped about that one in chat.
And DK has not found that yet. Oh, that's big. Crim's now gonna go back into level 2. Now, I forget what we were blocked out. Oh, it was key blocked. Crim is going to take this key to go back to level 2. I actually like this play more than going to level 1 with a single key.
I mean, there's also the idea of this is not an easy fight without that red ring.
No. But I think, for me, the reason that I like 2 more than 1 is, generally speaking, you're more likely to be able to get around key doors in level 2. To answer a question from chat, as we see what is likely the item here in level 1, it's the magic boomerang. Patra has 11 HP on the boss itself, and anywhere from 4 to 8 HP on each of the Patrites that surround it. You'll also hear them be referred to as the bees or the mini Patras.
There's also the idea that while Patra is considered a boss, and in this flag set, the HP on bosses is not randomized, the HP on the Patrites, they're considered normal enemies. Their HP will vary.
Yes, and the same is true for the little dig doggers that pop out when you kill a dig dogger. Or when you hit a dig dogger with when you play the recorder for a dig dogger, those little dig doglets. Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word.
Look, I would dig doglets. I will actually accept that term.
Or tiny spikies.
Okay, that one makes more sense.
Because Dig Dogger has earned the name Spiky lately.
Indeed. And how
So,
Spiky makes many mistakes. DK finds level 7 at the 8 pack of the Dead Woods. Meanwhile, Crim gets on the board. First Triforce in 2.
Crim is probably going to go back in, but I like going ahead and getting the refill of the Triforce here. I have seen a name now suggested in chat for them as Diglets.
I have heard them referred to as Diglets, and that
Diglett,
name confuses me greatly.
Well,
For
I mean, if anybody that has a Pokemon styled sprite set decides to make Dig Dogger Doug Trio and then the little ones Diglets, that'd be fantastic.
It really would be, and I think there is such a sprite set around.
Hooray!
Money.
Oh,
a bow on the
did not
floor of
see it.
2. Crim smiling quite a bit right now.
By the way, that palette is absolutely terrible for a bow being on the ground because it's so hard to see.
It really is, but that is not small for Crim. That is, wow, that's big.
And DK's forced out of 7. Probably not too terribly upset about having to leave 7. Because you do have... Oh, wait, hold on. 7. Bow blocked. There was a Goma in there guarding 2 shutter doors.
Oh boy, and now Crim's got another hard contain. No, he's going to go for the potion.
Oh, there's actually a lot of logic to this. Crim's already got the red ring, already has enough items for the white sword, has not seen the magical sword yet, and has already been skipping hearts in dungeons. So I think Crim is saying, you know what? I got red ring, I'm okay on wood sword, I would like white sword, but if I gotta go on red ring and wood sword, I am comfortable on that.
I mean, to be fair, I do not blame him one bit. You get red ring within the first 10 minutes of a seed. You're like, yeah, okay, I'm good. Transport in level 8 found almost immediately. Level 8 thinks it's 5. Wait, 8 minus 5 equals 3. Is 3 the next dungeon we find?
Potentially. What is with the one-room segments at every dungeon?
I don't know.
Every dungeon has a little lonely room.
Maybe it's referring to Mrs. Mel at the tracker's table? I don't know.
Which
also,
we do want to say...
Thank you for volunteering.
Yes. Without our trackers, who are the MVPs, we wouldn't know what we're talking about. So a huge thank you to Mrs. Malchior.
Absolutely.
DK's going to check this one spot here in the forest, and it's a door repair. Now, Crim can afford arrows, but I don't know if Crim's seen an arrow shop.
I don't think, like, if he would have, he probably would have bought the, you probably would have bought the arrows by now, because that bow in this room would be, devastating, to say the least. Prescription found for DK.
So whether or not you pick up the letter, whether or not you pick up extra hearts, all of that comes down to runner comfortability with the items that they have.
Speaking of comfort items, what Crim found in 8 is definitely not one of them.
But do we get back-to-back items?
Maybe.
And if I see back-to-back items here... All right, let's see. What do we got? It is... Oh, but it's the heart.
Yeah,
now, this is tough.
Yeah, that means the other item in 8 is the floor item. And considering how big that 8 is, I don't know if Crim goes digging for that.
I think you still continue to check some rooms. Because you've only seen 7 rooms of 8, so you still have, relatively speaking, some time to work with. But given you only need 6 Triforces, you could decide, you know what, I'm just leaving this 8, and I'll come back if the game makes me. And that's a perfectly reasonable decision to make.
Another perfectly reasonable decision to make is killing these red Gurias. Get those bomb packs. If the game lets you. And the game does not let Crim.
DK is going to go ahead and pick up a heart here. Both runners now on 8 hearts.
2 away from Mags, but I don't know just how... Oh, wait a minute. Could this be
Well-
the other? No, wait, no, it can't be the other item. That's
Yeah.
that's a transport.
Now, that does not have to lead to the spiral stair we saw earlier, though.
It could lead to the tracker's table here in 8.
Yep.
Look, I've referred to it once by that name. I'll do it again.
Actually, you know what? I have a theory as to part of the rationale to continue digging this 8 beyond just that one item. Keys.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Level 6 and 8, for as big as they are, they tend to have a lot of shutter doors instead of locked doors. So if they roll reasonably well on the key count, you can actually rack up a good number of keys digging these levels. I totally say that because I like to dig 8 early and not and me trying to justify digging 8 early every seed. Totally.
Well, there we go. There's that key we're talking about. And Crim goes, "Okay, bunnies, I have the shiny. I'm out."
Yeah, you don't want to fight the bunnies if you don't have to. This room, I think you just clear. Now, if you get a Triforce, you definitely leave because you got to. Hello.
How about if you get a ladder? Do you leave then?
Okay. I actually think what Crim's doing now is probably the best option. You're already relatively deep in 8. You might as well look to see if you can get a Triforce, but as soon as you have to up A, for any reason, you bail.
You absolutely bail. You hope to see a compass so you can know exactly where you... Or there it is. Find the Triforce.
If you get the Triforce, I don't think you're going to complain.
No, you're absolutely not. Not in Crim's shoes. That's a 2-to-1 Triforce leading a ladder in 8? My goodness.
And you're very likely to see, and if you're digging 8, you're basically saying, okay, you know what? I think it's pretty likely my opponent is going to skip this, knowing that it's 6 Triforces, and you have every reason to believe your opponent has that information because it's literally its start.
Now, here's the catch. Right now, Crim needs 1 rupee and only 1 rupee. The moment he gets it...
There could be a rupee in this cave.
Or... Oh, goodness. I was half expecting that to be a door repair.
But here's the other interesting thing about ladder. Level 5's Triforce, as far as we know, is ladder blocked. So, between levels 8 and 5, if you're going to skip 8, that means you have to get the Triforce out of 6. Because you can't get the one out of 5. And that's assuming that we don't have, as DK picks up the red ring, going to that whistle spot. That's also assuming we don't have more levels that are ladder blocked.
Crim finds that rupee and is immediately going back to the shop, going to the shopkeeper. Hey, I got your money now. Give me those wooden arrows, please.
I like this play a lot.
I love it. I mean,
now,
door repairs aren't a threat. Pole's voice aren't either. Let's go.
Now, DK might be able to get more out of this too than Crim did on the first pass through if DK is thinking about Find the Magic Bomb Wall. If you're not thinking about Find the Magic Bomb Wall, you're probably not getting the same level of stuff out of this.
Well, for now, DK does get the initial... And there's 3 very close to vanilla start, just 1 tile east.
Now, I don't think Crim has seen enough levels to know that he's got enough levels to get the Triforce. Okay, here we go. Level 3, segmented. Do we have a single room? No, it's a multi-room segment.
We got whiz robes here, though.
I'm okay with this.
I mean, orange whiz robes all day. Blue ones, no thank you. Heart container on the floor. Crim says, might as well.
Yeah, if it's kind of on the way. I would clear this room, though, because this is a potential stair.
Could be a Triforce room, too.
And by the way, the reason that the wizards sometimes don't appear, that is a bit of... I know Crim plays on hardware, but sometimes, whether it's the capture or it happens to lots of people on emulator, the frame rate of the wizards gets a little bit out of sync with the frame rate of the feed, such that they end up showing up as invisible, even though Crim is very much able to see where those wizards are, because on hardware, again, everything is synced up. It's just the capture sometimes lags. And you'll also see that a lot on emulator.
So, DK now with the bow in hand. Crim probably just looking to get the Triforce and run here.
So DK is electing to look for the heart in 2. Except DK already has the heart in 2.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, didn't he already find it? Yeah, he did.
Unless DK is looking for keys.
That's another option.
Now, I think we'll see Crim dig 3 for the item. I think if Crim finds 1, we'll see Crim dig 1 for the item. The rationale is you want to dig these smaller levels because your opportunity cost, if you're wrong on the silvers being here, is lower than 9.
Thank goodness for Red Ring, Crim says, and
the Landmos still do not care.
Yep. Meanwhile, DK ties it up. Triforce in 2. We're tied up 2-2.
I'm not sure if we see Crim even go into 6 or 7 here. Because Crim knows he can get the Triforce out of 5.
Yep.
Crim knows that if he gets the Triforce out of 5 and Triforce out of 3, he only needs 1 more level. Crim may elect to just go look for a level 1 instead of dig out a 7 or a 6.
I wouldn't dig a 7 or a 6 in his shoes. I mean, you've already got the Triforce in 8, and you know it's paid off.
Plus, again, we don't know if the ladder's required for 6 Triforces. We know that levels 1, 2, DK is going to go ahead and buy the arrows. 8, and so far 3 can be gotten without the ladder.
And speaking
but
of
if you're
3...
But if you're going to skip 8, then you have to dig 6 and 7.
So Crim with the Triforce in 3 goes right back in, wants that item.
Yep, and this completely makes sense to me. You want to make sure that you're not leaving behind silvers in one of these smaller dungeons.
Right. And it could be right here.
Nope, compass. Crim's probably going to take the staircase back into the segment of 3.
There was a key door to the left side. No, you're right. He goes right for transport, and DK picks up heart number 10.
He is now at a 20% chance of magical sword.
That's right.
Now there was this shutter door Crim did not take. Not going to take it just yet, though.
A little surprised by that.
Yeah.
Probably wants a bomb pack from these orange wizards, though.
Could be.
Yes, that was again
spawned a little late.
Level 3 for DK. Let's see how he does in here.
Both runners in the same level. Crim technically ahead on the Triforce count, but already has the Triforce out of this level. DK on 1 key, that's a bigger problem. But also Crim about to be... Well, Crim's now on 1 key too. But Crim has seen more of this level.
Sure has, but the problem is right now, Crim's looking for the item in here, and might have spent 1 key too many to get it. We'll
Potentially,
see.
But you have to check the rooms. That's the thing, is you kind of have to check the rooms. Now, this could be it.
This could be, yep.
Sadly, no key available if it's to the north of this room.
No problem.
Does not
nope,
matter.
it's
We
right
have a push
here.
block.
And we've got the any key. Wow.
I don't see any complaints about that.
No, absolutely not. Crim, if anything, Crim's just like, my goodness. Give
Honestly,
me the silvers and I'm all set.
In Crim's shoes, I would be very tempted to just go to 5 and get it done.
I would agree with you.
Because you got to do 5, and then you got to do 1 more level. Crim will probably find 1 on the way. I don't think we've seen 4 yet.
No, we haven't. But I don't think we've seen that much of Dead Mountain yet, have we?
Crim started it, but didn't finish it out.
Yeah, he took a costly debt back there.
Well, I'm not entirely convinced it was costly, given how much Crim has done since that death.
This is true. This is quite the fact you say there.
They call it a Bob Ross moment.
Happy little accident.
Yep.
I believe CD Improv coined that one. There's
DK's going to see the
Triforce.
Triforce. Honestly, I like picking this Triforce up here. You know you got to reclear the room if you don't grab it now. And that room's relatively slow.
And meanwhile, Crim, he's going to be happy about what he finds right here.
Yep.
Level 1.
This is the level that Crim wanted to see most, I would bet. Sadly, not going to be really good items for Crim here, but it's a lot of knowledge as to where silvers can be. Because let's take a look at our lovely tracker on screen here. So we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items.
One of them's in 4, another's in 5, 6 and 7 have 1 item as well, and we're missing the 2 and 9.
Yes. Now, Power Bracelet is the one of those items that cannot be in level 9, and at this point, we kind of don't care where it is unless it's blocking 4.
I mean, even if it is blocking 4, do we really care that much?
We do.
Oh, no. Crim gets grabbed, and it's right back to start.
That's unfortunate. Oh, DK is not going to spend the key and will not get the any key yet.
Not yet. We'll see. I don't think he's been up here yet, so
no.
Really it's a 2-door Monty at this point.
So we have a 40% chance of that the silver arrows are going to be in level 9. So the Power Bracelet could be required if level 4 has the silvers, if level 4 is Power Bracelet blocked. The question is, let's say you're Crim and you find level 7 here.
Oh, look at... I want to draw your attention to DK's side here for a moment. He lets go of the item in 3. He's off.
Ooh. Now, that could be a double-edged sword, because sometimes not having keys forces you on the path to Ganon. Sometimes not having keys in 9 just completely bricks you in 9.
That's true. I mean... As some people have said, level 9, the any key can be a blessing, it can be a curse.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen some races be decided by the people having the any key in 9.
So, if you're DK here, how long are you going to dig this 8 after you see this map? Especially when you see 2 items relatively early, like within the first 5 rooms.
I don't know, and in my opinion, right now, this could be an early turning point.
Yes. Now, granted, we still might be able to get into 9 without ladder.
Right.
Let's be very clear about that. We're not confirmed ladder blocked out of 9, as right now we have 4 known Triforces. Sorry, 4 known Triforces that can be gotten without a ladder. We don't know about 4. We don't know about 6, and we don't know about 7. We know 5 is ladder blocked, and 8 is a reasonably long dig to get to the Triforce.
Meanwhile, I believe Crim going right through it, and
Crim wants the item knowledge.
Yep, and well, there's one of them here. Not going to be too happy about what he finds here.
So it'll be interesting to see what DK does after seeing this heart container here. Because there's a very, very reasonable argument that you just leave. And we don't know if the ladder's required yet. We just know that it's required for 1 Triforce.
There's the heart container. DK's going to go and grab it, give himself a 60% chance at mags.
And it looks like DK is at least going to dig level 8 a little bit more. We'll see how long DK sticks around in here.
And Crim immediately sees the magical boomerang and says, nope, don't want that.
Going to go ahead and finish out the Triforce room, gets the Triforce, is done in level 1.
And takes the 4-3 Triforce lead. But that might not last too long, seeing as DK is also an 8.
Yep, just going to be a matter of will DK elect to go for the Triforce in 8. Now, when Crim finds 7 up here, there's a very logical argument to say dig 7, go back to 5, finish it off, go to 9.
You know what? I'd actually agree with that.
Especially if you don't know where 6 and 4 are.
Right. I mean, if the silvers aren't 7, Crim is just goodness. In his shoes, I'd probably be giggling all the way to 9.
So, the best non-silvers items to get here, I think, if it were me in this seed, I would say the book and the white sword.
I was about to say white sword would probably be the number one thing for me. Wait a minute. Crim, you... No, don't leave money, Crim. There we go.
Crim might have been expecting a different cave there.
Door repair, you mean?
Or level 5. Because level 5 is not here either.
And...
Meat shop. I think Crim hasn't been to these spots, actually. Because I think Crim just left out of the any road. There's the ladder for DK.
And Crim's advantage is almost gone.
Almost, but not quite. Now, DK does have more hearts, but we still have yet to see a magical sword. So those hearts... At Red Ring, the difference between 10 and 12 hearts really isn't that big. I still think I would give the small edge to Crim here.
Because of the
on the back of... sorry, go ahead.
Because of the any key in 3?
Because of that any key. And it looks like Crim is going to like to go ahead and do some digging in 7. Let's see where DK likes to go.
If I'm DK, I'm actually starting to wonder just how big is Death Mountain in DK's mind right now. Because again, we haven't seen Magical Sword. With a 60% chance of picking it up.
It's probably got to be... It's probably something you got to be thinking about, but it's just a matter of when is it convenient to get over there?
And Chad bringing up a good point. The raft's on the table.
Oh, yeah.
And I think
DK might actually be heading right back to 7 here.
Good question. Okay, 7's map is not that chunky. I have seen much worse than this for a 7.
Okay. And as long as DK continues to get keys, the key count isn't necessarily going to be a factor.
You're right. I mean, tied up 4-4, 41 minutes in. This could... We discussed in the pre-race chat room that this could come down to a couple of minutes. Might be even closer than that.
To answer the question, they do know the required Triforces. It is 6. The level 9 was on their start screen on the overworld. Oh, no, that's a factor.
Yeah, that is a major factor. Oh, wow, this could be a double whammy right here.
No.
No?
There cannot be a push block in this room because remove most open stairs is not on.
Ah. I'd forgotten about that one. Now the question is, if DK finds that room, does he pay it?
I think DK is going to pay it with a heart. Because you have a choice of 3 keys or 1 heart. Yeah. Keys generally have been very tight during this tournament so far.
That's right. There's another one for DK.
To be fair, DK might also never see that room.
That's right. He's taking a long way around. Still nothing in this room.
Crim is gonna keep digging.
Can't say I blame him. Ropes.
Yeah,
ropes.
I don't mind this dig.
Absolutely not. Easy enemy set. Let's go. And might be rewarded here. Is this the item? No.
Nope. But also, the 7 really isn't that big.
Yeah, it's nice, tiny, and Scott Lionel's all over it.
And okay, it's 29 rooms.
That's small for a 7.
Yeah.
But where is that item?
Ohio.
Oh, dear. Give me a It's lost in Cleveland? Oh, boy.
Nah, it's over by Columbus.
Oh, yeah, no. Do not. Crim sees the Gleok and he's immediately, nope, not doing that.
Yeah, I know. Even though that is a drop room in 7, you take that risk. Depending on your Gleok comfort levels. If you're very comfortable fighting Gleok,
well, then you find that, and could you be saying, heck that Gleok immediately? Maybe not, because, oh, there you go. You said
DK
it.
pays the heart while on 8 keys.
I mean, I don't blame him for that.
I could see doing either one. Honestly, both of those are... Honestly, on 8 keys, paying the 3 keys, it becomes a lot easier to do.
Not wrong, but at the same time, like, you're 44 minutes into a 1 and 2 bracket matchup. You need that second win if you're either of these runners. Because if your goal is to make the championship bracket and you go 1 and 3, you're
It's a lot harder.
Yeah.
It's doable.
It is, but I'd rather not have the stress of having to win my last 2 games to get there.
So Krim finding the heart in the stair means that we're still looking for the item that's going to be on the floor in this level 7. Thankfully, the red candle allowing Krim to continue killing enemies even when bubbled. And both of them are in the same room.
Nothing there. Oh my goodness, that's not cool, game.
I mean, this room's not terrible.
Oh, yeah, not the way Krim's taking it, and that's key number 10 for DK.
At this point, the any key isn't really going to be a factor now because 10 keys is
10 keys is more than enough. Well, we say this.
Level 9 could do level 9 things. Normally, I think it has 15 locked doors in vanilla.
Oh dear. Yeah, that's not small.
What if the items in that Gleok room?
Yeah, I'm starting to worry about that.
Because it is a drop room in level 7.
It is.
And Krim's back near the Goma. Gonna play the recorder for the Lionels.
I'm not sure how they feel about music, but DK now finds the other heart in level 7. Back up to 12 hearts.
Still looking for the floor drop, which I really am starting to think it's in that Gleok room.
Wait a minute. No, that's just a key. Krim doesn't care about that key.
Yeah, it's probably the Gleok. Oh, man. We've still got a couple of rooms left to check, though. I'm not sure if DK has seen those rooms. Krim does not want it to be this Gleok room. DK would be okay with it being this Gleok room.
Depending on what it is.
Although, to be fair, I'm pretty sure DK probably doesn't want to see the any key at this point.
Yeah, I mean, there are things you want to see. Three-headed.
3 is not too bad.
With a red ring in hand? My goodness, absolutely not.
Like, it's still a relatively slow fight. Because it just has a lot of health.
It's 22 hits. Item, white sword.
White sword in 7, and it's going to be the last room for Krim.
Not the end of the world, but this, in my opinion, with the developments in this 7, this is going to give DK the lead.
Well, the bigger issue for Krim is going to be the time sink from having to walk all the way back to the Gleok room, clearing out the whole dungeon, and then go back for the Triforce.
And chat right on it. That 22-hit Gleok fight now becomes 11 hits. You're right. And DK Triforce in 7. That is a 5-4 Triforce lead.
It will not be for long, because Krim is going to go get this white sword. We're looking at about maybe a minute and a half difference between the two runners right now.
Pretty much. Now, if
Oh,
I'm
but Crim's got to re-clear the lakes.
Now, here's the thing. If I'm DK right now, that White Sword in 7 screams to me, heck mags, I'm in it to clear 6 dungeons and get to 9. 5's got to be at the forefront right now.
Yeah, they're going
There
to
is
5. Crim will be right behind. All right, so DK got into 5. We'll say about 49.05.
And DK, there is the White Sword for Crim. Oh, he's looking. He wonders what it is. He sees it. I can't help but imagine he sees it now.
Yeah, he might have also just been making a little note because he does use a paper tracker.
Ah, that might be why. Yeah, you're right.
We have passed the ladder block at 5.
5 playing. 5 has jokes apparently.
Crim's gonna go ahead and pick up that bomb pack. Still no item out of here. We would like to see the item before the end of this level.
That's absolutely right. Another key for DK. Those are important for him right now. Not so much for Crim due to the fact that he's got the anti-key.
Right, 4 out of 7 for Crim.
Yep, tied up 5-5.
I think DK is going to go past this Triforce and go.
Oh, you have to. If silvers aren't 5, you don't want to leave them there. And they're so where's the map for 5?
Probably somewhere stupid.
Because DK's gonna have to grab the Triforce.
Now, let's see if DK goes back into 5. Crim's gonna walk into 5 right now.
And the gap is about 2 minutes.
Yep. Now DK's going back in. If Crim is able to get the item out of this 5 on this first trip, that will end up saving Crim some time.
It will.
Oh, Crim's gonna like to go back this way. Interesting.
Needs to kill this thing first and knock it. There we go. Gets bubbled, fires the arrow immediately to say, just no game, we're not doing this again.
Oh, you know what? The zone's been cleared. There's a key. That's good for DK. Oh, there's a bomb wall. Oh, but just a bait block.
It's the... Oh my goodness. Can you imagine if the item... Wait a minute. Don't tell me the item in 5 is bait blocked.
The item in 5 is bait blocked. That's not getting gotten until after you go to 9. Now, you actually really don't want to see a power bracelet here.
No, you don't.
I don't think the bait leads to anything.
I hope it doesn't.
DK has left 5 without the item.
DK now in 9, has 6 Triforces. He's pulled the Gamble-matic 5,000. Or 9,000, whatever you want to call it.
Map. And there's the map of 5. Oh, there's a single room that DK did not see.
Oh my goodness.
But Crim's not going to go to it either.
We'll see. I mean, if silvers aren't 5, my goodness, this match is turned on its head.
I mean, realistically, Crim's not going to go there until he's seen all of 5 and knows that he's got to go there for the item.
What else would Crim want to see right now? Book?
Book. Book is probably the single best item you can get that isn't the
silvers.
Silvers, yeah. Because there's one hint in 9. That could tell you if the silvers are a 9 or not. There are 4 hints total for level 9. 1 for the silvers, 1 for the compass, 1 for the Zelda, 1 for the Ganon. 3 of those will spawn in level 9 as old men.
Crim got Y-forced.
That might have actually been deliberate.
It could well have been, yes.
Because Crim is probably thinking, I don't care about floor drops, I just care about stairs. See if Crim goes back in.
He does.
Go back in.
We're going to see the item in 5. First staircase for DK in 9.
Let's see. It's an item. It's the book. Okay. That's interesting. The book in 9 is very interesting. I would immediately be rushing right back to the old man to get that hit.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's next on DK's to-do list. All right, so
that's where DK's headed, right back to that old man.
This is the room DK hasn't seen? No, he's seen that room.
Kidnapped awaits in southwest of Skull. That is good info. So there is a room that is 2 blocks above it. That is old man block to bomb into. You have to come in from the staircase room here. That is the run room that DK hasn't seen. And also Zelda has been found.
All right. So here's... Yeah, man.
Here we go. This is the room DK hasn't seen. It looks like it's corridor stair. First transport in 9. There are 6 total. Well, 6 total sets, assuming it's not segmented.
Because a segment in 9 does exist. All right, so how much of an advantage does Crim have in here? He needs to beat a Patro to get it. Oof.
If this is not Silver's, you really, really want this to be Wander the Spare Heart. You do not want this to be the Power Bracelet.
I mean, unless the Silvers aren't in 9. But Crim doesn't know that.
Then again, we don't know if the Power Bracelet blocks any dungeons.
You're right.
Here we go.
Okay, another staircase. Crim, item in 5 is the Silvers!
The one room that DK didn't see has the Silvers! That is exactly what Crim needed. Crim's going into 9 with everything that he needs to finish this seed out.
DK's found Ganon. No, wait, that's Aquamentus. Might have found Ganon.
DK has to find the hint for Silvers in 9 and has to find it quickly. And DK's probably going to go back to 5 first. Because why would you not go back to 5?
And there's Zelda for Crim.
So Crim just needs Ganon, and he will be going into the 2-and-2 group. However, this race is not over yet.
No, absolutely not. Ganon... Well, White Sword makes it a little easier. Red Ring, Crim does have a potion.
Yeah, Crim's going to pick this book up.
He almost didn't.
But realizing that the book is quite helpful because you can get hints for Ganon or Zelda. Well, Zelda wouldn't matter. You can get hint for Ganon in 9. And that's the thing. Like, honestly, as far as DK knew, like, with DK's information, not having that map out of 5, you have every reason to assume that 5's bait blocked.
Yeah, and goodness, 5's probably the last thing on his mind right now.
Yeah, if anything, DK is probably going to buy bait before going back into 5. So, DK choosing to leave 5 makes every single bit of sense with the knowledge he has.
You're right. And, oh, wait a minute, that's an up and A.
Just going back to start. Chad is noting that the enemy set in level 9 is relatively easy so far.
I mean, all you've got are gels. Okay, there's Spiky, but you don't care about him.
That Spiky gets to live.
Yeah. I mean, it's a rarity around here, but Spiky gets to live.
To answer a question in chat, we have not found level 4, and we also have not found level 6.
Now it's Crim's turn to up and A and go back to start.
So we are listening to Crim's audio right now.
2 bomb holes in here. Yeah, right now, Crim. Silver killed. There's the hint.
But it's down near the start of the level. Oh dear.
It was through a bomb wall that DK missed.
Okay, then the best thing that the best thing that can happen for DK is to find the second item, like, in this room.
Yeah. And it's another transport.
What if Zelda blocks the second item?
No.
So to answer your question in chat, silvers can be a 9 in this rule set. Silvers are not forced to be a 9 in this rule set.
Silvers can be a 9 because they're not considered an important item. Oh, speaking of important items, have to take 3 of my infinite keys and call me in the morning, Crim says.
Yep. The items that are considered the important items, which cannot be a 9, are the bow, the raft, the ladder, the power bracelet, and the recorder. And the reason those cannot be a 9 is they are all capable of blocking Triforce access. And when you don't have important items in 9, the game will not ever put an item that blocks Triforce access in 9, even if 9 doesn't require all 8 Triforces. Now, if you do have important items in 9 on, you can get those items rolling into 9, especially if you have a lower Triforce requirement. Or a Holy Grail Seed, where you just need another item to get into 9. If you turn important items on in 9 with that, you can absolutely have to double or even tripled at 9.
Crim's still trying to find some bomb holes and finds another one.
This one leads up to Spiky.
Yep. DK found that one at the very least.
So Ganon's kind of being good at hide and seek today.
Yeah, took some lessons from Zelda. Never mind.
We have a roar. We have a Ganon.
Indeed, 1 hour and 22 seconds in, CrimsonAvix has found Ganon. Will need 8 hits to kill the pig.
So this really was tight right up until that magic bomb wall in 5. And it really wasn't necessarily a magic bomb wall, just you needed the map in order to... You just kind of needed the map to kind of point you in that direction.
You really did. Crim with the up and A knows Zelda's location and is heading that way now.
Meanwhile, DK is in the area with the bomb wall that leads to the hint, but please get your GGs in chat for CrimsonAvix, finishing with an official time of 1:01:01.
CrimsonAvix improves to 2-2 and is one win away from clinching a championship bracket berth. And joining us in the booth, race winner CrimsonAvix. Congratulations, GGs.
So this race was incredibly close.
All right, I think I can hear you guys now.
There we go. Welcome on in, and GG's on the win. So this race was about 2 minutes difference between the two of you, with DK slightly ahead. The difference was you had gotten the map out of 5, DK did not.
Yeah, honestly, if I wouldn't have gotten the map out of 5, I probably wouldn't have dug it anymore. But where the Triforce was, I decided, you know what, I'll dig around it. And then by the time I grabbed the Triforce, I'm like, okay, there's only 2 rooms left.
And unfortunately, in the race room, we've just received word that dk9146 has thrown the white flag. Get your GGs out in chat, everybody. Great effort.
Absolutely.
And DK now joins us in the race room. GG's, DK.
Hey, GG, Crim. Yeah, thanks a lot. I see level 5 and finding a secret bomb hole, I guess.
Yeah, well, actually, I grabbed the map. Like, with the ladder, I knew I could grab the map, so I decided to go and grab it. And by the time I got the Triforce, I needed 2 rooms left. But yeah, it was behind a bomb wall in that map room. If the bomb's out,
I never saw a map.
Oh, yeah. If you took the transport stair and went up and left 1, there was a square moat room that had the map in it, and right south of that is where the silvers were.
Dang, yeah, I wanted to clear 5 so bad. I went in there, I tried bombing around, couldn't figure out where it was, and moved on. Ah, well. Otherwise, I bet that was fun in sec then. Looks like we cleared the same levels.
Yeah, yeah. I never even saw 4 or 6, so...
Yeah, same. Never saw them, I'm guessing, Death Mountain or Rafts.
Yeah, that was a very, like, straightforward seed. It handed everything to you, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I must have either mismapped a room or something, because I never marked that I didn't clear something in 5, and that's I'll have to check that one back. That's interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, outside of that, you two were right on top of each other, digging the same levels, doing the same things. Probably the only other difference was Crim had the any key out of 3, but by the time DK you left level 5, you had like 18 gajillion keys, so it kind of didn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, man, the key. I stopped even picking them up at 9. I had so many keys, you know, after opening all those doors.
Okay, that's funny because I actually spent my last key in level 3 to get the any key, so I was key starved.
I was at that point when I was in 3 and I was down to 4 key doors and I had 2 keys, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not willing to spend them yet because I think that was only my first or second dungeon we were clearing at that point.
Probably.
Yeah, just a bizarre seed though.
Yeah, it was very interesting for sure. Yeah, I felt really good throughout it. You know, obviously when it's silvers and I had 3, 5, 4, 6, 2, 9, and a partridge in a pear tree. You know, you're kind of sweating it out. I saw a good chunk of 9. Never did find a map, and never found the second item.
Yeah, same. I obviously book early, and I'm like, hey, that might tell me where Ganon is. I never saw him for Ganon, but stumbled on him pretty easily.
Yeah, I got so excited. I got that book, and I was like, I already saw the old man room. I run back, and it's like, hey, Southwest for the Princess. Is like, dude, that's like the one thing I already know.
Yeah,
Yep.
There was a hint for the silvers lying elsewhere. It was along I think the bottom row there, but you had to like keep bombing over and stuff like that. It was weird.
That was probably where I was going to check next. I just went ahead and wrapped up the open entryways I had, and I was like, it was already over at that point. So I never got to see that one. That would have just made me forfeit anyway.
Did either? We didn't see it, so but we want to confirm with you guys. Did either of you find 4 or 6?
No.
No, not at all.
All right, because we were trying to think of if we just missed it, or if there's some more stupid like Death Mountain or under a Power Bracelet spot, or on one of the 2 raft spots because nobody picked up the raft.
I mean, the answer's probably yes to that, but
yeah, I was like, I never made it back. I never made it to Death Mountain at all. Never found a Power Bracelet, and that raft was never getting touched at this rate unless the game forced silvers into a raft block dungeon.
I mean, we know at least one of them's not Power Bracelet blocked because one of them has to have the Power Bracelet.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, I didn't know that, but Crim definitely did.
yeah, the only 2 things I didn't see were the heart container and the wand.
Yep. So this seed probably wasn't ladder required if you could find 4 or 6 and not get the Triforce out of 5. Not that it mattered, because both of you dug 8 and got the ladder.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or was the silvers past the ladder block? I can't. No, it was through the transport, wouldn't it be then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You didn't need the ladder to get there because it was a square moat room. You just needed the ladder to get the map to tell you to bomb south in that room.
Yeah, fair. So
Yeah.
And I apologize to everybody. I made my name lots of deaths and then ended up not dying. I mean, Red Ring didn't hurt, but I was a little disappointed that I couldn't die for everybody.
Yeah,
I think I died twice, and it actually helped me because I died going to check Death Mountain, and then just decided to hit 2 since I finally had a key, and from there, like, everything just like fell right into place because then I found 8, then I found 3, then I found 1, then I found 7. I'm like, oh, okay, I have 6 dungeons, I'm good.
Yeah, we thought about that, and we noticed when you died, we were just like, I'm pretty sure we're just going to call that a Bob Ross moment. Because you did so much after the death.
Yeah,
That
yeah, absolutely.
in a vacuum, that would be a terrible death to take because, well, you're deep in Death Mountain when you took the death. But, again, you did so much with it that it's basically fine.
Well, thanks everybody for putting this on. I'm 1-3, but this tournament's been fun as heck. So I've been enjoying it a lot. GG's again, Crim. Good luck with the 2 and 3s next week.
Yeah.
2 and 2s, whatever that number is.
Yeah, considering the runners that are going to be in that I might not make it through next week and be fighting for my life that last week for the guaranteed entry into the top bracket. So we'll see. But you can still get there too. So just win the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I mean, the only safe group right now is to be in the chat.
That is extremely the truest words I've ever heard.
The chat is the safest group in this tournament because they just get to watch the mayhem.
I mean, that's where to be.
I mean, you can also be up here in the booth. That's pretty safe, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes we end up getting blamed for commentator cursing things.
And then you get people blaming us for Matt. But, you know, that's part of the course with us, right?
Yeah. However, being at the tracking table is always safe.
Thank you, Mrs. Melchior, for doing the tracking for us, because as we mentioned earlier, without trackers, well, we're lost at sea. We don't know what we're talking about.
I picked up a silver somewhere. Maybe it was 10.
Because the book's in level 10, right?
Yeah. The book's in level 10 with the flippers.
Our flippers is Zelda 1?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The problem is Link doesn't know how to put them on.
Oh boy, that's a story for another time, I think. But yes, GG's to CrimsonAvix and dk9146 put on a great show. I see any further comments on the seed or the tournament?
There's a lot of races going on tonight, so go watch them.
Absolutely right. Speaking of that, there's a couple of races that started 15 minutes ago. Currently on Z1 Randomizer Prime is Vincent_246 and Dr. J PhD. That is in the 1 and 2 bracket. Meanwhile, on Z1 Randomizer 2, we've got Spatter 9999 and Rando Runner also in the 1 and 2 bracket going on. Also, at 10 p.m. Eastern, we've got double nightcaps for you. SpeedGaming 4, Mako71 and Tabby Orange bring you a matchup between Stags 28 and Equations 19. That is the pair-up matchup. Stags 28 at 2-1, Equations 19 at 3-0. And also at 10 p.m., SpeedGaming Prime brings you a matchup a lot of people have been excited about. Third takes on Bogey. That matchup's in the 2-1 bracket. We should have a lot of exciting races tonight. And for those of you interested in matinee matchups, SpeedGaming Prime tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., 2-1 bracket. Diane was taken versus Druis. Should be a lot of great matches. Also, thanks again for volunteering for the commentary. Always great working with you.
And same to you, Moonrisen.
So it's time to wrap up. I believe anyone else want to add anything before we go?
Whack.
That's about as accurate as it gets. So on behalf of my co-commentator, also our tracker, Mrs. Melchior, our racers, CrimsonAvix and dk9146, all of us here at the SpeedGaming Network, which I'd like to thank for allowing us to restream the matches on their channels, and all of us here at the Zelda 1 Randomizer community. This is Moonrisen Phoenix. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody, and we will see you soon for some more Zelda 1 tournament action. Good night, everyone.